All right, hey, we're going to talk about creativity, right? And we're going to talk about there's a spiritual law, maybe it's a mystical law, maybe it's a universal law. Not sure exactly what category it falls into, or maybe all three. The outside world mirrors our inside reality. So again, that's the outsider world. Whatever's happening in my outside world is a reflection of what's going on inside me. So example in real world. So if I have a job and I get paid a certain amount of money, then that's the value, that's my sense of worth that I have. So then if I keep saying, well, I should get paid more, I should get paid more, well then ask for a raise, right? Ask for a salary increase. Or go look for another job that pays more, right? Like if I know like of my value and what I really bring, and it's not what I'm getting paid, then I'll do something to change my outside world. But whatever I'm living right now, that's what I'm holding inside. Like an example of relationships would be, if I want more intimacy and connection in a relationship, then I'll bring that up with my partner, right? At first I might be like, oh, I need more intimacy. That might be the first, and then the next would be just like, hey, I'm realizing we can do more, we can connect more, we can have more fun, there'd be more love. Like let's see if we can create this. And then give that a shot, then it grows, and if it doesn't, if they're not open to it, then maybe I need to leave, right? Because I have that value, I know it's possible, and then the outside world has to mirror the inside reality or it's just incongruent. It won't work. So how can that be applied to creativity? So one way of getting clear, so like right now if I'm not writing, right, or I don't have that book finished, or I want to start this project, I want to do an online course, I want to build a business, and I'm not doing it, then obviously what's going on inside me is creating my outside reality, right? Whatever the belief systems I have, the thoughts I have, the feelings I have about myself or what's possible is stopping me from engaging and building and doing what I really want. So one way of doing this, and this is my encouragement to all of you good people, is to explore and find people that have a reality on the outside that you want, and then listen to them. Now you don't not like listen as you have to do everything they say, but at least listen to them. See what's going on, and because when they do interviews and they talk, then you're getting a glimpse of what's going on inside them. And then you get to see, oh, this outside reality, they've written X number of books. Let's find out what's going inside them, and then maybe I need to change something inside of me, think a little differently, feel a little differently, see something differently, and that will allow me then to participate in the world and create more of what they've got, because that's what I want. That's the direction I'm going. Okay? And that's part of what Let's Create Tuesday is about, right? The first 10, 15 minutes when we connect and about creativity and inspiration is a little bit about saying, hey, how about this way? Look at it this way. What happens when I look at it this way? And then we move into creating time, and that allows us to participate more and more in the creating world as we take a look at and see if we want to tweak things, how we're thinking and how we're feeling. So, I was listening to an interview by Homer Hickman, who is the author of Rocket Boys, which was turned into a movie called October Sky. And this is what he has to say about writer's block.
Well, the writer's block to me is where you stop because you're afraid to go forward because you're not sure of what really should be happening next. And you think, my gosh, if I choose this, you've got 100 millions of avenues you could possibly go down with all sets of characters. If I choose this avenue, what if it doesn't pan out? What if there's a better way to go? And so you kind of get into gridlock and you're afraid to go forward.
All right, so I took some notes on what he suggested, and yes, I know many of you are not writers. Some of you are writers, that's great, this could be really helpful, but more importantly, what I really want to bring forward is just getting insights to people who are doing and being creative at the level we want to be, and then maybe, hey, playing around with those thoughts, maybe there's something for us there, right? So he said deadlines. He loves to have deadlines because then he has to decide, so he has to go forward. He can't wait, he has to. He also says it's really important to know I can, and I sometimes have to go back and change things. So he says he does go back and change things. So, but he knows, and this is one of the real lessons that I think is available for possibly any writer, is he knows he has to go down that avenue. He has to make choices before he really, really knows if it's going to work or not. So he's gotten to the point where there's no possibility of just trying to think it through or outline it through. Sometimes he's just got to go. And then when he gets there, it'll either work or things will branch off and he's on the right track, or he may have to go back and change the beginning to match where he's going, to set himself up, or just scrap it. But he knows he has to go down that avenue before he can know if it's going to work or not. And the third, which is awesome, he has to have the belief in himself, in his own creativity, and he has the belief that he can change it if it doesn't work or if it needs to be better. So there is no sense of, oh, I got to get this right. This is a one-time only deal, right? So that frees him up to be creative, to make decisions, to give it his best shot, to go for it. And then if he needs to, he can change it. And he knows he can do that. So all I can say is when I started Space Biters on prom day, I listened to a bunch of authors, interviews and talk and present, because I was just like, I don't know, how does a writer think, like a full-time writer, a professional writer, right? So whatever you're up to, whether it be presentations, classes, starting a business, writing, I highly encourage you, start getting in the habit once a week, start listening to interviews, presentations, people talking about their craft, what they do, what they're up to, and just see what happens. Enjoy.